Well, it was a good weekend. Friday night was good in a lot of ways. Good to get out there and play somebody other than ourselves. Good to play a game after 8-9 months of trying to get ready for that. Overall, pretty good day for us. I always look at special teams and turnovers and would have liked for that ratio to have been better, but nonetheless, we still won that. Didn't turn the ball over at all. And then, our specialists feel as though needed to make improvements from the previous year and felt as though, Jake was really 2 for 3 with his punts. And then, our kicking, was solid. So feel pretty good about that. Every phase have a lot of work to do. I think one of the positives with that is that our guys know that, want that, embrace that. Know that we're not where we need to be, but nonetheless, it was a good Friday night for us.
You look at it, of your 51 points, 23 came from people who weren't on the field last year for you. I mean, rookie debut, certainly a heavy presence of that.
Yeah, there were a lot of guys who were playing their first football for us, and some of those guys were here in January, and that feels as though they've been with us all along. But guys came through. We're pleased with some of the progress. We just have a long way to go.
You got plenty of guys that were able to take a snap under center, Tyler and Mike. You also had Jarvis have a chance to get under center. How did you think that position was for the first game out?
Broke a school record for pass completion percentage, so that's always a good thing. I think Coach Keene did a great job with his plan, of playing multiple guys. Worked out the way that we wanted it to, and I think that, that's going to continue to get better.
Defensively, you do get the one pick that Kyle is able to grab. First half, Monmouth wasn't really able to get the offense going. Second half, they picked it up a little bit more. What did you see defensively?
Yeah, so it was a great takeaway by Kyle, batting that ball there at the end of the half and then grabbing it, put us in an awesome position to score, really short field. The thing about Monmouth, was that they were defending champions and 10 of 11 of their starters on offense were back. That's a good quarterback and it's a good receiver and it's a good back, and then 4 to 5 of their offensive linemen returned. And, there was maybe a couple more explosives that they got than we would have liked. But otherwise, we kept them in front of us and really didn't let them get unhitched. So I think, the very end of the third quarter and fourth quarter is we would have felt better about the game overall, if we didn't let a couple of those explosives get to us. But it feels our guys played hard, ran to the ball, and for the most part, we're assignment sound.
A lot of people say sometimes the biggest jump you see in the season is going from game 1 to game 2 because you make that adjustment in that opening week and their nerves or whatever is not there. How do you usually view that week 1 to week 2 jump?
There's an opportunity for that. There's an opportunity for it to be your biggest improvement, but it doesn't happen, without intentionality. That's the thing. I think you can get caught up. People say that all the time, and there's a lot of truth to it, but it doesn't necessarily happen. You have to make that happen. There is some natural, inclination towards that because it is the first game. It's the first time out there. You're getting the nerves out. It's the first time against another opponent, and so you can really see yourself on film in a game, all the things that didn't go the way that they were supposed to, and really get after it, for that second week. But it doesn't happen just automatically. We absolutely need for that to happen. There were some really good core things that happened on Friday night, but we also got away with things that will get exposed very quickly this weekend. With just the opponent that we're playing, and so it's very, very important that we're not deceiving ourselves. And that, we're seeing things for what they really are and that we make improvements.
On a Big Ten opponent in Purdue, they get the one-day jump on you in the off day because they played Thursday night. What have you seen from the Boilermakers in your little glimpse at them from what they've shown against Northwestern?
Yeah, they're very, very talented and very well coached. It's it's going to be a tall task for us. One that we're excited about the opportunity for sure. But watching the game, we got to see some of it even on Thursday night, just on television as we're at the hotel. And offensively, we knew that they were going to be scary. And then you throw number 4, the true freshman, into that mix, and he was just absolutely electric and dynamic. Watching it on TV, every time he touched the ball, it was, you thought something spectacular, could happen, and it often did. So, the fact that Northwestern, took the ball away 3 times in the first half is absolutely the difference in that game, and then the penalty at the end prevented them from getting a chance to come back and win. But the defense, shut down Northwestern the entire second half, and they're creative, they're fast, they run the ball on defense, they're well coordinated. I saw Purdue beat Purdue in some ways. It wasn't that Northwestern. You can argue that a lot of different ways, but I saw a really good team that is probably frustrated, and that's not an ideal to play a team in week 2. But, we've just got to worry about ourselves and make ourselves better, but we're playing an outstanding opponent.
Looking back on 2017, you talk a lot about how when you walked into Rutgers, you knew you were going to beat Rutgers, and that was the outcome. How do you instill that type of attitude into your men as they step back into another Big Ten opponent in Purdue this week?
Yeah, the question always comes, with the Big Ten opponent and whatnot. We didn't say this is an FCS opponent this last week. We watch the film and we prepare. We realize that it's Big Ten. We realize that there's a lot of talent, out on the field and great coaching staffs. But ultimately, we're always focusing, on ourselves, and that's what we believe in. What we believe in is ourselves and our own ability and what we're capable of. Said from the beginning is that when we're the best version of ourselves, that we're going to be able to compete. And being the best version of yourself doesn't necessarily mean being perfect, but it's hard. It's hard to be the best version of yourself. And so we're going to be preparing all week to do that. Early in the season, but we believe in who we are. So I don't know how it's going to be, similar or different than last year. I know last year we felt good about who we were and, wanted to be the best that we could be, and ended up having a great day. And we're going to work hard this week to be prepared to play on Saturday.
2 student athletes you brought with you today, Mike Glass and Kobie Beltram. You recruited him here. He did special things in game 1, and I know we were on the field on Thursday night and on Wednesday night, and we looked over and you said to an unnamed guy, make sure you remember who that is over on Friday night. And we'll start with Mike first. He was pretty special on Friday night.
Yeah, again, no surprise to us. Mike's got a great story, and it's probably too long for this right now, but he is. There's a difference between a survivor and a winner, and he's a winner. Although like this last year, he had to get to some degree in survival mode, and I've only known him a short time, a couple years, but he's yet to have a challenge or a task that's too big for him, and had to do a lot on his own. Was with the team this summer, but we're with him in a very limited role, in terms of coaching and whatnot. And one of my challenges to him was, look, if you really want to throw your hat in the ring for August camp, you're going to have to get caught up, this summer. And I thought that was possible, but difficult to do. And he did it, and then just competed and continued to grow, learn, and get better throughout camp. And he's he's really good, and it showed that, on Friday night.
For Kobie, first Eagle since 2013 to have that many tackles in a debut.
Yeah, Kobie's been playing linebacker and learning, and then involved on a lot of our special teams, and honestly, he really showed up, on Friday night in a big time way, and it's we needed it. I mean, Kyle was out, and Jalen in the second half, and Pickett was out, and the game was definitely not too big for him, and so I don't want to call it a surprise. But at the same time, some guys step up and some guys kind of put their foot in and, find their way and whatnot. And he didn't put a foot in. He jumped in with both feet and really played well and helped our football team.
Kobie, we'll start with you first. Just what was it like to be out there for the first time, wearing the green or white, knowing that you had the guys in front of you you had to step up for?
It was a great experience. I mean, that was my first D1 game. I played at JUCO. I've been with big bodies, big linemen. The speed wasn't too much of a big difference, and it was just an overall great experience getting out on the field, playing with my teammates, and having the opportunity.
9 tackles in the debut. What were you able to see, or what did the coaches do to put you in a position to succeed with?
Every week, our coaches come up with a great game plan. We had countless hours of film. Our coaches put countless hours in, and we had a lot of their tendencies down, what to expect, there was no surprises on the field, and I think overall the whole defense had a great game.
Certainly, senior linebackers, knowing you had a chance to come up here, what was the biggest thing that attracted you to come to Eastern?
Coach Nether, he was a real good recruiter. He came out to official visits in California, where I'm from, and he just preached to me, we got a good team. This team's gonna be real special, and I want you to be a part of it.
In terms of the linebacking crew, what do you guys do to seemingly fly around and be in every spot imaginable that Monmouth was at the other night?
Again, that's credit to Coach Nether. He practiced real hard, played real hard, countless hours of film. His favorite thing to say to us is knowledge is power. So if you know what the offense is going to do and you study them real well, you always be in a position to make a great play.
You look at it, what would you like for people to know about this defense?
I think the biggest thing to know is we're going to be a great defense, not just in the MAC, but in the country. Overall, we got a great run defense, we got a great secondary, we got great athletes all over the field, and I think we're going to be a team to really be watching.
A lot of people look at junior college guys, know there's adjustment. What kind of jump was it playing that first Division I game for you?
It wasn't a big jump. I came from a real strong junior college, a lot of tough opponents, so it wasn't really a big difference. The speed was what I expected, the size of the lineman was what I expected. The only thing different was just the bigger crowd and the bigger moment, and I thought I seized it very well.
In terms of what, football of course is always the big goal, but long term, what do you want to do outside in your professional life once the football days are over?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't put much thought into it. I kind of just chose a major this year. I'm still sorting my way out what I want to do after football, but I'm right now a sports management major, and we'll see where I go with that.
Awesome. Mike, on the other side, let's ask you kind of the same question. What was it like to be out there on that Friday night for the first time, knowing that you had to wait around for a better part of a year for it to happen?
Oh, it felt good because I put a lot of time in the off season, working hard, you feel me, watching film, coming to practices when I had to sit in the stands, and then now to just be out there, it felt great.
In a position battle, everybody looks at that quarterback position and wants them to be that leader. How do you go about establishing your own stamp on leading the offense when it's your time to have the number called?
Oh, even when it's not my time, I tell the offense, we got to score points. We got to score points. That's all they know. Like when I get in there, we scoring points, and like I just got a relationship off the field with them as well too. So it's more like a brotherhood, and when you have a brotherhood, you play harder for each other. So that's what it is.
It's pretty easy to develop relationships with wide receivers because they want the ball. But how has it been with this receiving crew, knowing that a lot of them are new coming in just like you?
Oh, yeah, we put a lot of time in the offseason, so we gained a close relationship in the offseason. We were starting Monday, Wednesday, Friday every week for the longest, so we should be good.
You throw for 2 TDs, you run for 1. What's it like doing that on a Friday night in front of a good crowd?
I mean, it was exciting because like I didn't know how exactly I was going to do my first game with the limited amount of drives I had, but it was fun doing it.
You and Tyler kind of pushing yourselves each other right now?
Oh yeah, we pushing each other every day. It's a competition in practice every day.
When you look, it comes down to 81% completion percentage. The three quarterbacks really not two quarterbacks, and then add Isaiah into the mix. But what did you look at that? It's
You
a
have to
great number.
you have to give credit to Coach Keene because we watched a lot of film and a lot of film every day, and he put us in position to make the right plays.
Defensively, picking up reads, how has that been for you so far?
Oh, it's been pretty easy because, like I said, Coach Keene, we watch a lot of film, and he's a great teacher.
Going into this week, knowing that you and Tyler continue to battle out, and you have that sharing role, how do you keep yourself going and striving still for that number one role at some point?
We push each other like you have to make your opportunities count because you only have so many opportunities, so you have to make it count to stay on the field.
And then you also have the leadership ability still with guys like Jarvis and Aaron Jacks. How do you help mentor those guys to have them ready when it's time?
You just have to lead by action. You just have to go out there and do what you're supposed to do every day, and they'll just pick up on it.
What do you want to do someday when the football day is over?
Well, I just thought about it. I want to coach one day. I want to be able to coach.
Do you have a special coach that really inspired you, or?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's just I like coaching kids, and not just being a coach, but a mentor to them as well.
How do you take what you did last week against Monmouth into a very different opponent in Purdue? What is the change in mindset that you go through for a new opponent?
You just have to prepare every week. You have to watch a lot of film, know what you're doing, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can't be successful.